Hello. There was a film made in 1991. It was called The Commitments. It was a story about a group of Irish friends who were really into soul music, and they wanted to get a band together, and the band was called The Commitments. The lead singer, played by Matthew Strong, was only 15 at the time, but he had one hell of a pair of lungs on him. You should have heard him singing Mustang Sally, The Midnight Hour, all the old soul classics. Amazing. Anyway, The Commitments had a sort of cadence, a motto. I didn't mention they were all Dubliners. This cadence, this motto went: the Irish are the blacks of Europe. The Dubliners are the blacks of Ireland. The North Dubliners are the blacks of Dublin. So say it once and say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. My friend Jerry was a North Dubliner, and he had a rebel streak in him a mile wide. We used to go places together, pubs, clubs, fun. So one night we had taken my nephew, who was about 17 at the time, under our wing, and went to a club. So when it kicked out at 2 o'clock, couldn't get a taxi, so it was only a couple of miles home, so we decided to walk. We'd hardly gone half a mile, and we're wandering along the street on the way home, and on the other side of the street a police car goes by. Jerry thought it would be a good idea to greet the police. So he shouted, "Fucking wankers!" What he had forgotten was it was mid-August. The weather was steaming hot, even though it was 2 o'clock in the morning. And the next thing you know, the brake lights on this police car go on. The blue flashing light. And the car hangs a U-ey in the street and comes after us. "Jerry, what have you done? We're on our way home. We're tired. We had a laugh about what he had done, but whatever." So the cops parked almost right next to us. It was a male cop and a female cop. And the male cop was the first out. And the first thing he did was he unsheathed his extensible baton and came at us. He looked like he was ready for business. He was only a young guy, 20, 21 maybe. Gung-ho. So Jerry realised he might have a fight on his hands. So he turned round, put both his hands behind his back, crossed his wrists, and leaned against the wall with his chest. That took the wind out of the young cop's sails. He didn't know what to do. So he barracked Jerry a bit and then decided to arrest him. So last we saw of Jerry, he had been piled into the back of this police car and on his way to the local police station, which at the time was in the town next to, across the river from us. So they had to go across the bridge. So we thought, we'll have to go and tell Jerry's girlfriend. So we made our way to Jerry's place, knocked on the door. By this time it was like half past 2, 3:15. And said, Jerry's been arrested. And she said, what for this time? And we told her, and we went in, she made us some coffee, and we just got our coffee. And we heard a key go in the front door. Who should walk in but Jerry? So this was about possibly half an hour, 45 minutes after the incident. How the hell did he get out? It turned out that he had got in the car and he had started driving, and this male cop had said to Jerry, "You just shit yourself." And Jerry said, "No." The female cop says, "I can smell it too." It turned out that when the cop had got out of the car and come towards us, he had walked in some dog shit. He was so eager to get to us. So, anyway, they're halfway across. This was over and done with, this dog shit thing. I think he got out and cleaned his feet on some grass. So Jerry's still handcuffed in the back of this police car, and they're halfway across the bridge, and they get a call to go to some important call. So they hung a Huey on the bridge and said, "We're gonna let you go." Jerry said, "Well, fine by me." So they drove him as far as they could before they had to turn off, took his handcuffs off, and sent him on his merry way. And that was how Jerry got released from whatever crime he was going to be charged with. So the look of the Irish is a real thing. And Jerry is living proof. Rebel without a clue. Thanks for listening.